Hey, it's Jess. Welcome back to my channel. It's been a while since you've seen my face, I think. I've been pretty much all hands and flip throughs lately. Or maybe I haven't. I don't know. I'm filming this way ahead of actually completing this project. Today we're talking about the Tiny Apartment journal series that I started, like when I started this channel. So basically the series is that I started showing you sort of like how I do work in my tiny apartment. I started with a tour of my workspace. And then we talk about my process. A lot of it has to do with being in a tinier space than some other people might be in. The space is bigger than what I used to have, so it feels very opulent, but it is still kind of small as compared to other people. Basically, that space limitation is how my process gets informed. So, you know, we saw a video with me taking the six journals that I'm doing for this project and laying down base layers, and then how I work with those journals individually, how I work with those journals in groups of 2, like I did on vacation, journals 5 and 6. And then I did flip throughs of each one so that you could see them all completed. So, what I'm going to do here is put all 6 journals into a flip, like I've already done the flip through, so I'm just going to compilate them all together in order. I did finish them out of order in terms of time. They're not chronologically correct, but they are order of the journals correct. So what I'd like to do is kind of talk to you about my process and like go through some of the inspirations for some of the pieces, and, you know, just like generally give you a tour of how I approach actually doing the work instead of the process related to it, like how I actually got to making the image that was eventually created. I don't know if you're going to like this. Maybe you will, maybe you won't. Maybe it's going to be a really long video that no one watches, and that's okay. I'm having fun doing it. All this stuff reaffirms some of my process and like helps me think about ways that I can innovate. And so ultimately this is beneficial to me. And if you like it and you're watching it, bullet for you and bullet for me. So yeah, that's what's going to come up next. You're going to hear my voice next. You're not going to see my face again, maybe. We'll see. But yeah, thanks for joining me. I love you. Bye. I know I said that you wouldn't see my face again, but oh well, I put makeup on, so now you have to deal with it.
I'm just gonna hang out and talk to you about what I was doing. This is the first one in my 6 journal series that I was just talking about. I made this like a daily day calendar where you can put it on your desk and you can just flip it from the first to the second. You know, day 1, very simple. Just kind of something you can reuse. It's one of the things with art journals is once you're done using them, you're done making them, or you're done using them. Sort of. I still use mine to kind of get some inspiration, to rethink, you know, some of the things that I'm doing. Like all this stuff is things that I was doing in that moment in time with the materials that I had. And I think there's something to be learned about that. Like there's something to learn here for me, even if nothing for you. No, there's nothing here for you. You better sign off. No, sorry. But, you know, I hope you can find some inspiration from this. I find it very healing to look back, but I also find it very educational. Like sometimes I sign off on these journals and I am just like, you know, I'm kind of done with this, but you know, it might be the first draft of something else that might happen better later or more fulfilling later. I'm looking at these pages here and I'm thinking about like halfway through this journal, I remember like making the numbers, and then I was like, that's what this is going to be. Like, it's going to be a day calendar. So at one point, some of these didn't have any numbers. We hear silence the less we need it. I was having a very soft, chill day. Very emotional day, I guess. I'm going to adjust this a little bit. My daughter specifically told me that I need to get a black background because get like a curtain to like cover all this. But I was like, this is how I roll. This is who I am. I experiment a lot with repeated things, so it's good to have like a number that I can play with that on one spread. You'll notice in future journals, I'm like saying love and I love you, and that's part of the affirmations that I try to give myself to try to, try to become better or different. Ugh, I love this one because it has my favorite color scheme. Purple, pink, and yellow. The only other version I like better is purple, pink, and pink, yellow, and blue. Yep, I've gone through this series where like I'm trying the edge of the blunt edge of these pens to use them as just use the dash on that, Washi tape really split this one up for me. I love repetitive mark making, like hearts and triangles. This is the first time I did anything like this. It was part of the Junk Journal July challenge. I'll put it in the description. Right? I'm very proud of this. I've never done anything outside the book that, is folded. The brief was to do something with postcards. So I took 2 postcards, I taped them onto the page, and then I made them into like a interactive pop-up. I don't know. These are the 13s and the 14s. The 13s and the 14s. They're like these Polaroid stickers that have like a clear, you can see everything behind them. Thought that was fun. There came a point in this journal where I had done a bunch of background stuff where like I just had drips and different things, and I didn't know what to do to finish them. So we're in that section where I had to see this is a bunch of different stuff, and I didn't know how to finish it. So I put the 18 on there, and then I started to add gold accents, stickers and things like that, because I didn't know where to take the page. Again, love my name. It says hi. We're just kind of using the color scheme and leaning on the shapiness. These circles are really emotionally fulfilling. Like, I can see why repetition in art therapy is often used because it's very helpful. Speaking of art therapy, I was in an outpatient therapy program, and this is something I made during one of the sessions. Just the sunshine. There's no like special meaning to it. There might be, but I don't know. Oh my god, these stars. The black stars are actually a stamp that I made, and I made it like a purposefully janky. I'm not lying. I'm lying. The star was not purposely jankily made, it was just jankily made, and then I liked how it turned out. So I abused it a lot. The Heart is a Lonely Hunter. This is a pop-out book that I did part of Junk Journal July. Carson McCullers. We are torn between nostalgia for the familiar an urge for the foreign and strange, as often as not, we are homesick most for the places we have never known. That's from the Heart is a Lonely Hunter by Carson McCullers. This book was clearly made in summer because that book is one that I associate with summer, even though a lot of the scenes are in winter. I think about it as a summer situation because I read it in summer, and every summer I go back to it, flip through it at least. These are blacklight paints. I should have put this under blacklight to show you. Maybe someday. Birds, yep. Again, that repetitive, like, mark making, very soothing, little circles, little line, little triangle, little boxes. It's very fun. I don't remember if I have this color marker. I don't know where that came from. Those leaves are real. They're from my patio, and they're covered in resin. This was part of Junk Journal July, again, and yeah, I just took like a painting card from Lowe's, the paint palette card, and then I put some leaves from my patio on it. I covered it in resin and made the rest like a golden pink pattern. That's the view from my apartment. I can see it in my apartment. Oh, sorry. Okay, this is journal number 2. I finished this one last, I believe. Yes, it was last. I don't know why I said believe. I know for a fact that it was last. I have to write finish on it. I love the hot pink, like cityscape energy of this one. I came out of nowhere. This is a rework that I showed y'all how to do in a couple weeks ago. I can do a link for that one too. Very repetitive. The little boxes across it. Circles, sort of taking the dots and making things like in a fun way. I'm like super concerned that my camera and my journal are gonna fall off this balcony, because this is like the first time I realized after doing several balcony ones that I might actually break all my stuff if things fall off. Like, I have done so many of these, and then I just suddenly realized how far up this is. I'm not even looking into the camera. I'm just like kind of looking down, and I'm like, oh no. I used to do more of these flowers, but you have to have a focal thing, right? And I've been struggling. I struggled specifically in this journal about, do I need a focal, really having fun, or the repetitious patterns? And so like I started to go back to the flowers. I always do backgrounds, and I always build up the backgrounds over time, right? And then I stop, and I'm like, should I do a focal? It's very evident here because there is a pretty decent background, but then I just threw some circles on it. It looks fine, and like it's great, but I don't know. This one I didn't know what to do, so I just left it as just punk rock chaos, you know? Then where you're planted, I have all of this like ephemera that I don't know what to do with, and I occasionally just put it in places, and it's definitely like all brown, and these are not my style. There's a hair stuck in that sticker. So I just make a page of it just to get rid of it. The same thing kind of here. This I made a Junk Journal July with. I'm not happy with it. I tried to work, it didn't work. I just put my hand on the camera stand in full freak out mode about how it's gonna fall off. Those are those little paint tabs from Lowe's, and then that on the tags, those are on the bumper stickers from Crink. Crink is a spray paint company, and I got a few things from them, and it came in a package, so I reused them. I made a little pocket. Love me, love M. I don't know. Seemed kind of fun. I don't often work in red and green, but I thought maybe I will this time. Again, with the love, the repetitious words, the repetitious patterns, like kind of going things over and over again is good for your brain to train it to accept love and stuff. Again, more flowers. Free admission. The reason this is written, and I'm realizing you can't see it, but in the background, I had carved out this stamp that's Admit One. I carved it as part of, again, Junk Journal July, and I loved it. I used it often. Again, the circles, very cool. Just very cool. See, I know if you know who you are, you can go anywhere. Okay, I see what happened. It should go, yeah, okay, yeah. Find your joy, find your peace. Again, like those just ephemeral, I didn't know what to do with, so I just kind of threw it in the journal. I love you and I love you. This particular journal has 3 different types of paper. This is a black background, black paper. And then there's like a brown tan paper. And then there's like the typical manila paper that's like the same thing as a manila folder. And so some of these are me not understanding like how to work with a black background. Like this is treating it like a photo book, which makes it look way different than some of the other pages that may have a similar, color scheme as this. I don't know if it worked, but here we are. This one is another video. This is that video I did with reworking the pattern. The page. The most regretful people on earth are those who felt the call of the creative work, who felt their own creative power restive in uprising and gave it neither power nor time. Mary Oliver. We love that one. We love her. See, here's another one. It was like all background. I didn't know what to do, so I just threw some flowers on it. I was like in that moment where I'm like, maybe I don't need to do anything. Maybe I can just let it exist as it is and like be done with it. And that's, again, circles. That's the realization I come to in every journal. Like I made it a process where like I don't go back into the journal to fix it. I try not to. I was doing that in some of the flip throughs in 2024, but I try to make it so once I put the date in, I'm done with it. So even though the pages might not feel done or there might not be stuff in them, I just stop working on them so I can move on to another journal. I think there's something about experimenting and doing repetitious things and playing and playing and playing. If it's the same thing that you're doing over and over again, as long as it's bringing you joy, you should do that thing. Oh, this one was fun. And then the middle of that page ripped. My hand's on it right now. It was like paper, and this was like one of the pages in the beginning that I did while I was on camera. And then I just kept it like that. I thought it was just going to be the background, but nope, I loved it. The same thing with this one. I just loved the color scheme, and I loved all the stamps I had done. I just kind of loved it. The same thing with this one. I was doing this as one of the pages in the first video or in third video of this series, and I was born done. I was just born done. This one too. This one, I think the background is actually highlighter, all that yellow. These are all drips. They're all spray paint drips from Crank and from, there's one that's called Drip Machine. I think it's just called Machine is the company. I don't know. Yeah, just kind of taking paint and like kind of smooshing it together and letting it be smooshed. This is also a stamp that I made. It's using fabric, actually fabricking in the background there. This marker is so black that it like overshadows the black that's on the paper. Crazy to me. On the right, that's a picture I made many moons ago. I didn't know what to do with it. I just kind of stuck in here again. The focalness. Vote Moscato. Fawn Moscato from New Girls. I mean, a stamp that just says that for reasons unbeknownst to me. I just decided to do it. I don't know. There's something like punk. There's a fly. Jessica, there's a fly. There's something like really punk rock, like that reminds me of my youth in these, like where it's just kind of like lots of colors and there's a lot going on and there's words everywhere. And that's like kind of always been my style. This one was really fun to make. I made a whole video of this one doing like a spread. I will link it below because I didn't know where it was going. And like the little guy on the left with all the dots, that was something I saw in another flip through that informed this specific page, but it was like halfway done, it wasn't finished. So I can see now how things evolve from one journal to the next and sort of change based on me wanting to get to know stuff, me wanting to like let go of things and move on to the next thing, and follow my joy and follow my work away. Yeah, I don't know. Again, I love the mess. I love to make a mess. That's like, we love a mess. More mess. I think the hot pink for me is, I think the hot pink for me is awesome. It's the end of this journal. It like kind of did not go out with a bang. It just went out with a whimper. I did a whole series of covers. All of the covers that I made in here are in another video. Like the whole series, you can see me making every single part of these, mostly. but that's tack paper or wallpaper that I used. Oh, I finished this entire journal as part of Junk Journal July. So this entire project, this started as blue, cover started as blue kites from Snag Kites. It's like a reusable thing. Oh, on here. I didn't like it, so I ripped it off and I took an old map of Washington, D.C. Yep. That I had from when we went there a couple of years ago over February break. And I used that to cover, and then I took like a bunch of random ephemera stickers. Again, I never know what to use, so I did this. I'm kind of proud of it. I didn't know I could do something like that. Because I'm awesome. Yep. Oh, see what I mean? Like once I actually knew this was done way before I wrote this, but gosh, when did I finish it? July what did we do? When did I finish it? July 7th. I only did it 7 days into July and I finished it. Yeah, heart to you, Past Just, heart to you. I don't know, I feel like I'm babbling this entire time. Just babbling and just kind of doing whatever, just like doing whatever, you know? Okay, so that is very cool, but it looks a lot like my other ones, right? I feel like I'm in this place where like I can't get away from the weeds of a background, and I should stop trying to fight it and build in vocals because I don't know. I keep saying I just go with my energy and positivity, and I keep complaining about how some of these don't have a focal or it feels like a forced focal. And does it matter? I don't think it does. Maybe I should just go with my joy. Open me. Aw, have a happy birthday. Just wanted to send you a smile today. Again, random ephemera. I never know what to do with that stuff. So I guess I'll put it in there. Yeah, I love skulls and bleedy things. Delicious. Meow on view. Ooh, I used to say now on view. No, it says meow on view. I love meow things. I love cats. Cat. There's something about making your own paper, but the background here is the directions on how to put together a shelf. I save all those and use them as scrapbooks because usually it's pretty decent paper or it has like a pretty funny, illustration on it. So I usually use them for that reason. What does this say? Being an alcoholic is not a choice. Being sober is. If you don't know, I am a recovering alcoholic. I have been sober for 2 years now, as of the 6th of August, 2025. Yeah, it's a very important part of my life. It's very important to who I am. Oh, I mean August 4th. I mean not August 6th. Okay. So 2 years sober. The old man and the old lady are from a National Geographic, and then a lot of the stuff here is from National Geographic too, except for the I voted sticker, which is from when I voted. Again, this is part of Junk Journal July 2025, and that's what I finished, and part of it was to have tags, and then I was like, oh, I love these, and I started to put it everywhere. So I heart you, dude. I heart you, dude. This is for the tag day, specifically. I started with, like, tags, love, right? Tags, as in spray paint tags. I don't know. It was pretty fun. Now it's all tangled. Go ahead and close this. Yeah, we're done. We're done, buddy. Just flip it. Get out of here. The thinking mind is best controlled by the imagination. If you think I know who wrote that past Jess, I do not. Somebody Google it and let me know. Cats. There's cats everywhere. I like these little black cat stickers. It would make me so happy. So the background is all like stencils and watercolor inks. What greater love than that of a cat? Charles Dickens. Again, I love cats. This specific item was made with a cheeseburger wrap, like the wrapper that came in a cheeseburger, and then peanut butter M&M wrapper, and I just used the trash from that to make something. Anything can go in these things. You only have some extra paper in your purse, just do it. Just take your receipts from your purse and turn it into something. Yes, all of those nasty, gross, little bit of granola bar, a little bit of Midol pills, rub it up against it, a little bit of dirt, a little bit of makeup from your makeup bag. All that dirty receipts would make a wonderful journal page. These are stamps that I made as part of Junk Journal July. These are the leftover ones I just made. I showed, maybe it wasn't Junk Journal, I don't know, but I did a video where I carved a bunch of stamps on camera, and then I did a test of each one, and those are the little tests that I had left over, and I made them into pages. I don't know where this came from. I never know where stuff comes from. I just kind of let it vibe out and figure it out later. This is kind of cute. On a roll. Okay. Question mark. On a roll. Hi. Okay. That background is yet another stamp that I carved. Can't remember who that is. But she's wanted, dead or alive. Yep. Oh my god, there's so much pink. I just love it. That's the one thing you can do with ephemera is not in the color scheme that you like. You can just change the color. Just paint it. These were like like everything is in that like coffee color, tan color, which is fine. That like old rustic color. And I'm like, that's not my aesthetic. And I bought a lot of it because I was like watching a lot of those videos. Then I was working with it and I was like, I don't feel like I can't use this. This is another example of me taking existing ephemera and coloring it in. Specifically, I used a Caron watercolor marker, and I just kind of wet everything down and then took the marker and went over the edges to make it more blue and purple, which is my energy. Blues, purples, like I like a lot of basic color, primary colors. Again, another stamp that I carved and was doing stamps. That thing on the left, that's me doing stamps. The thing on the right is me doing the same stamp by hand, I guess. In the style of the stamp, doing it by hand. This one, like, was a pop-out window that you're supposed to do. So the concept is that this is the inside of a house. And then your other pages, and then, like, you know, you're looking out and you see the blue, right? And then you open it up and you're like, oh, it's going to be outside. No, it's underwater. So the idea is you're supposed to see into this place. And it's the inside of the sub, but I didn't really pull it off. Like, the idea was there and I didn't pull it off, I don't think. Because, again, like, I had the vision, and I went in with a vision, and often I can't pull off the vision. This is close to it. I mean, I was fine with it. You know, again, cottage vibes. I should have gone on Jess vibes, not cottage vibes. But, like, I had fish stickers, and I was making the best of it. Love thyself. I surely try. That's a stamp I made. The three women, the mother, maiden, crone. Yeah, the three witches, the three whatevers. I bought this, like, quarterly magazine that was an update for a professional clock organization from the 60s. And there's a lot of clocks and things now. Okay, I guess we're done. Oh, no, this is like part of the whole energy of the Washington, D.C. map. Like, talking about history. I don't even know where these stickers came from. I honestly have a lot of stickers. I will say I have just a buttload of stickers, and I always buy a lot. I have a whole collection. So there are several journals in here that just have bunches of sticker pages, because when I run on inspiration or I run on energy, I'll still finish pages, but they'll be like this. They'll be all stickers, because I don't know if you're interested in knowing that, but stickers are like, they're cool, right? I'm not the only one. Oh my God. A lot of these I've slowed down like 75%. So like they do go a lot faster if each of these videos is an individual video. This is just stitching in all of them. And I did slow them down so I can actually talk and think, because I don't know if you've noticed, but I jump around a lot. My brain is like constantly on fire. This again is something I finished as part of Junk Journal July, and it's supposed to be like the end of July. I finished it. My daughter made this one. I didn't want to get rid of it. My daughter also made this one. I didn't want to get rid of it. And here we go. I love you. I love you. Don't forget I love you. I love you. I love you. Hello. Let me just read. Oh, hey. I love you. I'm a dork. Okay, so I did this project where I took like color combination cards that Crayola had made, and I went through this entire journal and I added them to these pages. So I'll talk about the process, but in general for these, like I know where to take them. Again, that issue of focal, how do I do focals? So I decided to take a deck of cards and apply it to pages that already existed and come up with like sort of a unifying theme. I think it worked as a method. Especially since I'm in this energy where I like only want to do backgrounds and I don't want to do details. I only want to do like, the details I want to be are like decentralized. There's no center focus to any of them. So I used a deck of cards that are meant to be showing you how to mix colors. I got them from the dollar store. Anything that is on here, yeah, it's stuck together. So clever. Just point out that mistake you made and then it's clever, right? No. Anyway, so this here is kind of like me going through and like playing and seeing what will match and like working on colors and like kind of putting things, wow, nice speech. Kind of going through things and just kind of playing and trying to bring it together. If the page was already kind of done, I would either put it on the side so you could see the whole page like this, or I would skip the page and not put a card on it because I liked the way it looked without the card. I never know what to do with this color. Like, I use it because I use a lot of colors because I want to get rid of them. When you do colors, oh, that's kind of pretty actually. Color contrast. And if you do that, you end up learning something. So if you force you to use a color, yourself to use a color you don't like, the result might not be great, but you learn something about your style. By not liking it, you learn something about what you do like. It's just the way things are. And I love these stickers. Like, I constantly go back to this sticker. It's a sticker book with like lots of weird stickers in it, and I cannot get enough of it. I also kind of a fashion magazine. So in this one, there's a lot of like, oh, I better cover that. There's a lot of like random fashion focals behind there, like different, like how to sew men's clothes, how to do high fashion, how to draw in these things. These are some eyeballs. So eyeball. This one was kind of done. I kind of like phoned in putting it on there. Yeah, I just did some glue, and then that's from that fashion magazine, some stickers. I'm calling it a night, I love putting XO on stuff. I should use this more. I should do more of that. Red and black? I guess. Again. Stickers and fashion magazine. That's a cat. Surprise, surprise. Yeah, this was done. Then I just stick the head on there to make it have a so cool. I didn't know what to do. Cats are my favorite thing to also go to too. Like, I'll just draw cats because why not? Light green, very cool. Another one of those fashion model dressy things. Yeah, this is one of my favorite color schemes, the green and the pink and the magenta. Just really into it. My favorite. Oh. Well, that's fun. I don't know about that. That ink is like a really sparkly ink I use. I didn't need to tell you that. You can kind of see it, but it's like a pen ink that comes out really pretty. That's a full moon phase stamp that I put on there. Those are color bar thingies from the fashion magazine I cut up. Oh, I did this one, I think maybe as part of Junk Journal July. I don't know. Yes. Yes, a lot of the pages that are completed in here are from Junk Journal July. Not all of them. Like this one is. Definitely, for sure. 75% off sticker. Jessica! You know, because red and green. You get it. I am fearless. Light pink. Well, again, that's another color. I don't know what to do with it. That's whatever. On the left is a stamp I've carved. I don't know what that shape is. Those are some vests. I'm invested in the vest. No. Sorry. More stickers. Oh, that one's really cool. What? It's just a dude. It's just a dude. I'm hilarious. That's just hilarious. Yeah, I just stuck the cards in there, man. I held them on there with washi tape. I don't know. Just kind of like, this went full junk journal because I like got lost, and you know, it's important to play kind of like, you know, I really looked at this very literally as one entire project, so that's why the cards worked, because I conceptualize it as one thing by itself and not part of a larger project. Like a lot of times I do these journals, and like I've done with this one, in groups of 6. That's from like an old Hollywood like flip book from Barnes and Noble. But so like I take 6 or 7 journal, maybe in 2 or 3 journals at the same time, and I make all these backgrounds, and that's like a mode I'm in background mode. Like, that's all I want to do, and it feels good to do it, and I'm like having lots of fun. And then I stop and I go into each, you know, it's all over the place. I'm doing that. And then I stop and I go into each one and I look at that journal on its own. I try to pull it into one project, or finish each page, or try to find ways to like complete it as one whole book, one whole unit. So sometimes that might be fighting with what the focal is going to be, fighting with, is there going to be a unifying color scheme? Does it need to be unified? Can I make the cover and the inside pocket, you know, have some fun things in there so it like kind of matches and comes together as a larger project? These were actually done as part of the last journal, and I didn't know what to do with them. I just had them left, so I wrote affirmations on these tags, and they're just in there now. At one point, I thought I would try to unify all 6 of these journals together, but that's just not my process. I love, like, having a mess with a bunch of journals at once, and then being like, okay, I got to finish these journals by a certain time period. So, you know, when I was doing Flipbook, so like everything is done in the same time. So like, and everything starts and everything is done at relatively the same time. So I'll have like 6 journals that all started in January, but then they ended in April or May when they were done. And that happened this year. And, you know, I'm going to start posting all of those flip throughs, and you'll see that that's just like all of them: January, done February, March, April, May. So like, that's because I'm just like creating a lot of stuff at the same time. But then I try to hold them down on the journal and like kind of come up with one unifying theme for the journal, or just like kind of try to finish it out to complete pages that are undone and stuff like that. This is a perfect example of me doing that. This is Journal 5. I brought it with me on vacation. This specific spread in the front I completed on its own when I got back from vacation, obviously around August 5th. And this really is a sort of general walkthrough of, I mean, this is just me doing a 1-page spread, and I saw something that had like using modeling paste or whatever kind of paste it is, and I was just playing with that. Again, this is a situation where like this background existed, and then I went over it with pen for all these sayings. This background existed, and then I put all those blue dots and wrote TM, trademark. It's not trademark. It ain't trademarked, folks. And so I was on vacation, and I only brought, there's a video where I packed a bag. I'm telling you about all the videos you gotta go see, but you don't really need to go watch them. I packed a bag with very limited supplies. This I did like in January of this year, and I finished it in August. This is also from January, so it's like looking very throwback to me. But it's probably still looks cool to you, or whatever. It looks whatever to you. But this is also from earlier in the year. So I didn't really touch them when I was on vacation, but a lot of like the black pen, the white pen, a lot of the little details that seem very similar because I have the same materials that I'm working with. This was very early. After I did this, I put this journal down because I didn't know what else to do. This is watercolor ink. I ripped the pages. I was going to do something, and then I loved it the way it was, and so never mind. I was going to do a pattern in each page, and then I was like, no, these are beautiful on their own. I'm just going to leave them like they are. This is a situation where like I had done some printing like with some like fabric ink, and then I had leftovers, and I put it on the page and kind of to weight them up and clean it up. I do that a lot with stencils. I do that a lot with stamps. Like I'll do one version of it on something that I'm working on, and then I'll take it and kind of put it in another journal to like wipe it off and clean it, and that ends up either making something that's really interesting or something that I'm going to cover later. You never know. It's about throwing paint at the wall and seeing what sticks. You know what? I really liked how this turned out. I did this one on vacation. I mean, it was already painted hot pink, but I had like blue markers, and I had these specific stamps with me, so I just went to town. I found a People magazine in a book box near the place that we stayed, and I cut out everything about Superman, and I just put it there and like played with color and made him the focal with that crazy cat eye thing that I brought, crazy cat eye Google eyes, and I just kind of played. It's one of those situations where like I loved the colors in the background, so I didn't want to get rid of them. I just turned the colors in the background, like this is a corset. I don't know, I just followed the ink blot to wherever it wanted to go, because I wanted to preserve the beautiful watercolor ink. To me, all of this ink looked like 4th of July fireworks. What witchery is this? It just looked like a witch. I don't know. I just took it. I didn't make the shape. I just followed the shape. Some roller coasters. I didn't know what to do with this page because the green was so weird, so I added that pink in the roller coaster. Man, I love this page. I do. I was just playing. This a stencil. It's a brick wall stencil. There's just some stickers that was from the back of a blank sticker book that I brought with me there and colored in. Like they're white, but I colored them in. Again, that like watercolor ink and just kind of like following the vibe and like, oh. I'm like running out of things to say, or like on 5 and I will have a half of this journal and another journal. I think it's like this happened in early August, but I felt like I was on vacation, so I was in a completely different mindset. So a lot of this feels I feel like I can't judge it because it was just me being. It was just me being. Oh, cool. Breathe in, breathe out. Very good, very good. Oh, pretty. Oh, past gesture genius. We love to see it. We love to see it. Yeah, on vacation, I would just pull up to the table. I get my art supplies out to the kitchen table, and then I would just start playing. My friend that we went with, my husband and I went with, his wife and their kid and our kid all went. That's a cool pattern. Should make fabric. But we all went, and he would sit down with me, and then they started sitting. All 4 of us would sit there and like quietly craft. And I've never been more happy in my life. It's all I want to do at all times. Just sit with people, do crafts, talk about stuff. Yeah, I couldn't decide if these were cats or bats. We both know those are cats. Flowers. Flowers. Always a good fallback. Yeah, this is an idea that I had that turned into some block prints that I made, which are on sale on my Ko-Fi. This specifically, this stamp I carved and then putting like letters over it and like neon colors felt very like, felt right to me. Felt like a very pretty sort of combination. I guess I'll link you to them. You don't have to buy them. If you want to look, you can. So it started in a journal and it ended up into a final project. Again, this color, I never know what to do with it. It's a spray I have. I ended up finishing it off in this journal. Oh, this thing is hot. She's so hot. I can't even see what I did. I can't even see. I gotta bring it close to the camera. Oh, there's a lot of detail on this. Oh, she had time. She wanted to do it. Yes, she did. I'm gonna fix my makeup. Yeah, more ephemera. I have a lot of moon ephemera, which I really love, but big hugs, yo. See, I didn't know what to do. I just kind of like pasted all this stuff down and like, that was the end of the journal. The front of this, that is actually from like a hand thing from a costume, like it's a gloves. I just ended up hot gluing, thank you, heart to you too. Hot gluing on there. Sometimes just covers just happen. This one, when did I finish? No, this one was finished after vacation. It was finished on the same day as the other one, the one that was just before this. I really did think of them as 2 projects together. They were, again, journals that I had for a long time. You know, the other one had like January stuff that I had for a long time. So the first part of it is a completely different vibe than the second part of it, because this is from another part of me trying to get restarted and like kind of show up to my journal and like kind of make stuff. So part of that is like using pictures from existing pieces of art and like kind of copying them, or you know, just kind of trying to do something that just something that like gets me and my energy and up and ready, right? So this half of this book really is just using Artex paint markers and Sharpie creative markers to just kind of do some basic shapes and different paintings, not paintings, but like illustration illustration. This is based on something. I do not know what it is. If you do, you can tell me. I have no idea. But I know I saw it. See, and this is when it starts to get different. It starts to get more energy that's more like the stuff that I was doing before. So all this was done on vacation, I think. Yeah, it was all done on vacation. Those are all materials that I brought with me. I brought some drips or some markers or whatever you want to call them. Oh, nope, this is one of those experiments where I was like trying to draw that, and then on the left I suddenly made a one-eyed octopus. I low-key love it. I love it. Yep, I drew a butterfly and a dragonfly and a beetle. I can't draw well, but I do draw. This was made during that illustration period, but then I took it and I turned it into the focal point of a collage. That's actually a really good idea. Maybe I should make random things. This was already existed as part of this, like it was almost done. I just added those stickers and like made them kind of gross, and that was done for actually a lot of these are taking that blank sticker book that I brought with me on vacation and then integrating it and then like kind of adding some color and stamps. Love and happiness. Love, joy, and happiness. Yeah. That's all you want. And smile. And I love yous. I am loved. Another happiness, another, aspirational quote. Love and joy. I love black rainbows. Probably says something really weird about me, but okay. Abstract eyeballs. You're welcome, internet. That's what you needed with your life. I don't know what this is. I'll be honest, I have no idea. Past me doesn't either because she wants to move right on. Ephemera this is from I have a bag of moon related ephemera that's really cool that I go to when I'm kind of stuck and put it down, and then later on I try to make it something. Yep. Those are the stickers. They're like the paint your own stickers. I just put them in there for the basic shape of them and I color them. Again, trying to find places where I can get a focal. I don't know anything. I had drawn these flowers, and then I was like, I'm gonna make a flower box because the one I made I did not like. And then on the other page, I try to match everything with these different pieces of ephemera just to make the spread very similar. In general, a lot of this in the center section is me just going through my ephemera and kind of picking things I like. I'm explaining you how to get craft journal, junk journal. I just took a bunch of stuff and I stuck it to other stuff. This is from that People magazine I found in a little free library, and I turned these Disney characters into ghost face, and then I put a silly cat face on this really hot woman. I need to do that more because I am so happy that I did this right now. I love it. But I had already done the background and I wanted to put something over it, and here we are. Loving every minute. I don't know why I stayed so long on that one. It's very uninspiring. Yeah, I again was really chill when I did this. I was very in the zone. I didn't want to cover up the spray watercolor ink, so I just put love and different things on there to keep it in hearts, to keep it the shape there. Almost every single page here is leftovers on a second run of a block print. So I already did the first couple prints, and it's just what they call a relief print in the journal to and it gives the character on it on its own is very pretty. So I just kind of leave them a lot now. It reminds me to use those stamps. These stamps are this stamp is one of my recent favorites because it just looks like a cute flower. End scene. It's just a really cute flower. I embrace what makes me unique. I am proud who I am. Yeah, man. You gotta have those. I love snuggles and hugs. Gotta have those affirmations. You gotta bring yourself some joy. You gotta force yourself to uplift yourself. Also, there's been a series of different nails in these, and I'm having flashbacks to the nails. This is the day before I got my nails redone. And my hands are covered in ink, and underneath all of my fingernails, and my people are used to this. I had nothing but like ink and acrylic. I could not scrub it out, and they had to like take it out with a. I forgot about this cat. I love this cat. You're gonna see that cat come back because I totally. That's Vacation Cat. I totally forgot about her. She got crazy eyes. Flowers. Never seen those before. Weird. Rainbows. Never seen those before. The XO stamp is one of my favorite stamps. I like to make stamps that you can do lots of them over again and repeat them and make like a unique pattern. Like this cat stamp right here. And bit one. I did this as part of Junk Journal July. This is one of. Yes, I did. And it was something like tickets or something. And I took some tickets I had on my refrigerator and I turned it into a ticket book. And then I carved a stamp that said omit one. And here we are. I'm worthy, I am loved and valued. Again, affirmations. And that is actually just some tape that I put down and then colored to make it look part of it because I wanted to like have a call out section. It was a part of the original design to have the pink on there like that. These are pages from a book that I pasted together. Like you have to take out certain pages, a certain amount of pages to like make it so the book doesn't like. It just makes it so the pages are a little bit stronger. That's where these are from. So you tape together pages to make them stronger. I explained that poorly, but here we are. Another cat page. Look at that. I had a bunch of witch stickers, so I did a whole page of witch stickers because there was a red background and I don't know. Cat stickers. Again, I've never seen it. More cat stickers? Again, I've never seen this. That's what I'm saying. Like, you run out of ideas, just do a whole page of stickers. The background is adult coloring books to give it like texture into the background. And then I colored over them with some marker and ink. And then it's the same thing for this one. And then it gives it like a depth in the background, but then like you can do another background over it and it gives it like layers. You can do that whatever you want with it, but I like how it turns out kind of messy and delightful. There comes a time where like I start to get tired and I start to just lean on black and white. Again, some stickers. I like the animals and clothes. Low-key my favorite. Yeah, most of them are going to be stickers. Here's some tarot card stickers. I think the rest of this is just all stickers. Taylor Swift makes an appearance. I'm not even a fan of hers. I don't even know like why I bought these stickers. Tarot cards. Hot Victorian ladies. There's the blue pearl, I don't know, whatever, pearl necklace. Jesus. I'd like to thank you for joining me and my cat stickers on this journey. I hope you made it this far. If you have made it this far, leave a little cat emoji of some kind so I can be like, hey, you're one of my dorks and I know you now. I'm trying to open this pocket full well knowing that I don't have any. Oh, no. It's the coupon it came with. So, thanks again for joining me. I'm really appreciative of the community that I'm starting to build here. How ironic, the entire cover of this is stickers. Yeah, I've learned a lot actually looking through here and like talking at random about the different things. I talked a lot about focals in this one, didn't I? It's on my mind. I'm like super preoccupied with it. So we're done now. Thank you again for joining me. I had a really good time. I might do another video that talks about how to make focals that are not like something you draw. That's something you can add in. One of my ideas is to look through all my magazines and pull out images I like and then put them on completely random backgrounds. That seems like something I would do. If you have requests of things that you want me to show you or things you want to do with me, let me know. Or if you're ready to turn this off, now is the time to do it. Wherever my fingers are, there's going to be a playlist to this entire series. And there's going to be the Sixth Journal Project. This is the end of it. There will be no more videos as part of it. So it's a complete set of things that you can watch in a row. And then this one will be my most recent post. So hopefully you'll join me there. I have been doing a lot of lives. So if it's a live video that you see, I don't know if they automatically make those happen, but if it's a live video, I'll encourage you to join me. I usually do these after bedtime on Friday or Saturday night. So I hope to see you sometime there to just art and craft with me. Thank you for being here.